Hey YouTubers, what's up? It's me again, Phil Lamar with Yeah Boy Automotive Engineering. Not sure if you guys see my first two videos, but I hope you did, and I hope they were instructional. Today I'm going to be doing something new, which a lot of you people are probably scared to do, especially for us do it ourselves. I'm going to be working on a S430 Mercedes-Benz. Don't be afraid, because Mercedes can be difficult, but I'm going to show you what to do to this particular car and what I'm going to do quick, fast, easy, in a hurry. Hold up, be right back. Alright, so here we are. Like I said, we're working on a Mercedes-Benz at S430. Today what we're actually going to be doing to this particular car is we're going to be changing the control arms in the front end. What happened to this particular car is that the control arm bushings had gone bad. So the aromatic shocks that are riding on the control arm are starting to mess with the aromatic pump, causing the pump to go up and down and make the car ride actually rough and pretty hard. Here's a front tire. As soon as we get that off, you're going to see all the inside and the stuff we're going to be taking apart, okay? Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay guys, sorry for the pause. But okay, some rims are actually different. This is a whole other setup on this rim. Some of them have locks in it, but don't be intimidated by it. Of course, if you have your lock to your lugs, you'll be able to knock them off real fast. Again, I always iterate safety. Make sure you put your jacket in a nice, safe, and stable place. Get the car up off the ground, get ready to take your front rim off. Also, remember to always block your tires. Make sure your tires are always blocked, or than that, the car is going to move. It's probably going to fall on you. Let me get this rim off and show you what we're going to be working on, okay? Hold up, be right back. Okay guys, so here we are with the front tire off. This is what it's going to look like when it comes off. You're going to see your caliper, you're going to see your rotor, you're going to see your upper arm that of course connects to the base of your brake setup. There's your aromatic shock sitting back there in the back. Now, the part we're going to be working on, if you follow your shock all the way down, it's going to be right down here on the bottom. This puppy right here. This is the lower A arm. And these are the bushings back here that are actually bad, which is causing a lot of stress on the aromatic shocks. So this is the part that we're going to be pulling off, okay? Don't be intimidated by it. Just go ahead, get your tools set up, get everything together and ready to go, and we'll get this puppy took off. Hold on, I'll be right back and show you how we're going to do this quick, fast, and in a hurry. Alright peeps, here I am back again. So tire and everything's off like I was saying. You're going to look up here. This is your hub arm that comes down to your whole brake hub setup. Up top, you'll see a bolt that needs to be loosened. This is actually a 5/8. Make sure you get this bolt off to start with. As we come down inside, we're going to see two lines. These are very important. From my experience, you don't necessarily have to completely disassemble them. All you really have to do is pop them out of their sockets. Once they're popped out, it's going to relieve a lot of tension on them. They're going to have to come out of the way due to the simple fact that if you don't, you're going to end up breaking them. One of them actually goes to the brake sensor, which is right here. This basically tells you, like, you know, when your brakes are going out or going bad. The other one comes down here, right here, where my finger's at, and that actually goes to your speed sensor. Very important that you do not break these lines. Again, pop them out of their sockets so that you're taking the stress off of them, okay? Alright, hold on. I'll be right back. For about the pause, so we're back at it. But listen, this is what's going to make it real easy for you to get these bushings off of the rods. Go down to your local store, whether you're going to Harbor Freight or you're going to AutoZone. You're going to want to rent one of these. It's called the Pitman Rod Puller. And what these are used for is for pulling ball joints off, okay? That's what you're basically going to be using this tool for. This tool makes it real easy, so you don't strip anything out. You just clip it on, put the rod on the bottom, start compressing it, this piece here, and these two little arms right here will slip right in, and your ball joint will start coming loose. And you can just pop that right down. Hold on, I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so I used the ball joint puller. As you can see, I got it off of the ball joint. That's what you're going to have left over. And this is your actual arm that goes to the back of your brake caliper that sits back here. Of course, here's the caliper, but I mean the whole assembly for the caliper and all the parts that actually connect your brake. I forget the actual name they call this particular arm. I'll have to look it up so that next time I'll be able to tell you exactly what it's called. Anyways, once that comes loose, this is what you're going to actually see down here. This is the next one. You're going to put your ball joint pulley on. You're going to loosen it up. It's just going to pop out. It's going to make a loud noise like something got broke. Hopefully nothing broke. But this bolt's already loose and ready to come out. Here's the actual first bolt that's connected to the control arm that we're actually going to be replacing. Again, you can see your aromatic shock and all the lines and hoses. Again, like I said, I didn't have to remove all these brake sensor lines. You can if you want to. It's up to you. It's always better to be safe than sorry, okay? Hold on, I'll be right back and show you what it looks like once this lower control arm comes off. Alrighty peeps, and there we go. The lower control arm is exposed now. So again, once you get that lower control arm bushing bolt loose using your Pitman puller, basically it's just going to pop right out and you're going to have access to your lower control arm. And here we are right here. Oh, word thumb. Find something to tie back your caliper with, because your caliper is going to end up being in your way. So what I've done is I've found some bungee cords. I've pulled the caliper back. I found a bracket underneath the front of the Mercedes and tied it off. That's going to make it so much easier for you to actually be able to work on that lower control arm. So hold up while we get that loose. I'll be right back and show you how it's going to come out. Guys, sorry for all the breaks and pauses, but okay, here we are. We're back. Last thing we were talking about is after we got the caliper and everything out of the way, we were going to get to the lower control arm. Here we are to the lower control arm. Okay, your new control arm is going to actually come with this boot. This boot was bad, so as you can see, it's all tore up. But the new control arm is actually going to come with the boot. On the side of your shock, you're going to see two little bolts, which are actually a 5/16 in, which are these guys right here. These are actually on the lower part of the shock, and what they do is they hold this part of the shock arm in that goes up inside the aromatic flow system. In the back side, there is a control arm bracket, which is here, that comes off the side of the control arm off this bolt. Again, I believe this is a 13th 16th bolt is what that's going to be, okay? Once you get that undone, this bracket off the end of this control arm is going to pop off. In the very back, there's also a bolting system right back here. It's just one long bolt with a bolt screw on it, which is sitting right here. Once you get that loose, it slides out and releases the rear part of this control arm. Once those bolts are out and the rear part of this control arm is released, and this bracket holding up front on the control arm is released, these bolts come out of both ends of the shock. There's one on each side. Once those come out, make sure you have a jack for compression. Let your jack down slow, and this whole control arm is just going to drop right down. Let me show you while I have it all loose and ready to go what it's going to look like. Okay, here we're gonna hold this up real quick, and just remember I'm working with my cell phone, so it's a little bit jacked up. Here we are. Jack's coming down. Screws are out of the way, and look at there. Here comes the control arm right out, and there it is. It came out. Control arm's out of the way, man. Huh? Again, quick, fast, and easy. You don't have to release all the brakes. You don't have to take the brake calipers apart. You don't have to take the brake shoes out. You don't even need to pull all the brake lines out or the sensor lines. Like I said, I was going to show you how to do this quick, fast, simple, and in a hurry. Hold up, I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what the new one looks like. All right, here we are. There's your new control arm right there. There's the old control arm. That's the one we're going to throw out. Here's your new one. It's ready to go in. Make sure you order the right part, so that you have to give them year, make, and model of your car, so that you'll get the right stuff for it. All right. We're going to start reassembling this, and what's going to happen is you're going to put it back in the same way you took it out. Hold up. I'm going to show you what it looks like as it's going back in. Fit right. This is the reason again for the jack and why the jack's on the tip. Once this goes up in, remember, my secure nuts and bolts are actually going to be going inside. Let me show you what those look like. Here's one of them right here I'm putting in. This is a secure nut and bolt that's going to hold the tip of this control arm into the bottom of the shock bracket. Again, there's two. There's one that goes on each side. Hold up. Once I get those tight, let me show you how this arm, this bracket arm, is actually going to go on, because it's a real pain in the ass sometimes. Hold up. I'll be right back. Alright, really important, when you're putting this control arm bracket back on, look right back here behind it, see if I can get a good picture of it. There would be a bolt right here. It's not even really a bolt, it's just the end of the control arm bolt. it's hexadecimal in the back. So when this control arm goes on, it has a hexadecimal opening. You have to make sure this hexadecimal lines up with the hexadecimal opening on the end of this control arm. Okay, you'll see what I mean when you see the end of the control arm. Alright, just for your own information, I just wanted to show you that real quick, because it's really important that you line this up so this control arm can go on smooth and proper. Hold on, we'll be right back as we get this reassembled. Alright peeps, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I showed you how to remove and replace your lower A arm on a 2000 Mercedes S430. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Unfortunately, I have to do both sides, so if you have to do both sides, just repeat the same thing that you were doing while I was working on the driver's side. Just repeat the same thing on the passenger side. These are tools that you're going to need. Of course, you know, you always want to have a ratchet with you. I have 2 ratchets just because, you know, it's easier to use a bigger 3/4 inch ratchet than using a 3/8 inch ratchet. Tools you're going to need, of course: 3/8 millimeter socket, 5/8 millimeter socket, 13/16 socket, 13/16 spanner, 7/8 spanner, and a 17 millimeter spanner. I always have vice grips by because they come in handy. The 5/16, you're going to be using this for the 2 little bolts that are on the side at the very bottom of the aromatic shock. Again, it's very important you take those 2 bolts out, because that's actually going to release the coupling for the control arm to drop down. Hey, once again, this is Phil Boy with Yeah Boy Automotive Engineering. If you have feedback, go ahead and send us some feedback. If you liked the video and was helpful, go ahead and leave comments in the comments section on our page. If you have questions, also leave comments there. Hey, do us a favor, share us with your friends and family. See you next time.